this is Pam Perry, Pam Perry PR, and I'm talking today, Tips Tuesday. I've been doing this for the last 6 weeks on PR tips that will help build your business, especially if you are a speaker, thought leader, author, expert. All right. And so today I'm really just going to talk about three things. Get the question all the time. Get the Oprah question. And my clients want to know, how do I get in Essence and how do I get in Steve Harvey? So I'm going to tell you the real deal, really, on how to do that. Okay. I also want to give a shout out to the folks that are on LinkedIn. This is the first time I've been on LinkedIn Live. So thank you so very much. I doing the StreamYard and trying to pull this together here. And I think it's looking, hey, as my own graphics person in this COVID-19, I did my own TV, lower third and all that kind of stuff. So basically, so I get the question all the time. I'm an author, I'm a speaker. I want to know, how do I get noticed by Oprah? How do I get in Essence? And how do I get on Steve Harvey? Now, I will tell you this, that a lot of it has to do with timing and the topic. Timing and the topic. It doesn't just happen just because you have a book or just because someone said that you were really, really good, right? A lot of it has to do with timing. So a lot of authors don't like to really hear this, and speakers especially, that you've got to work your way up. And just like with anything, right? You don't just start a job and then say, I want that C-suite. I just started, but I want to be in the C-suite. It's not going to happen. And I'll just talk about three things that are foundational things for you to move up to that point. And I never am going to bust anybody's dream and say that's not going to happen, because I've been a career publicist for 20 years or more. And my company, Ministry Marketing Solutions, I've worked with a lot of the top Christian authors and speakers in the country. I've worked with Bishop Jakes, helped launch some of his books. Dr. Cindy Trim launched some of her books. Taffy Dollar, Dr. Miles Monroe, a lot of them. And then also to people in between. So one of the things that does happen is that when you work with the smaller clients, what I call it A, B, and C, when you work with the smaller, like the C list and the B list, it's a little bit more tougher, obviously, to get them PR than the A list. So who couldn't get PR for TD Jakes, right? Hold on one second. I want to show you the puppy. So this is Peppy. This is part of working from home here. So Peppy wants to say hello. And he's my service dog, emotional support dog. We all need emotional support about right now, right? So anyway, whenever I go on a live, he does like to jump on and just quickly say hi. Then he's just like, okay, we're good. Are we good? Okay. All righty. So that I'm gonna put you down, sweetie. Okay. Softly put you down. All right. So that's it. So one of the things too is making sure that your foundations are right. All right. That your foundational things are right. When I say your foundation, you never want to try and go out and get on Steve Harvey or get on Oprah or get in Essence if your foundation is right. I'm talking about having the right bio, having the website, having all the tools for the website, making sure that your photos are high resolution, making sure that all of the stuff is needed, because when they say they need it, it has to come to them fast. Okay, send me this, send me this, send me that. And it can't be wrong. They can't be trying to figure out, oh, well, you know what, this is not the right one. I told you to send me a JPEG, you sent me a PDF. I mean, they don't have time. All right. They don't have time. They say, I need some clips. I need some video. Send them the video immediately. If you have a sizzle reel, if you're a speaker, make sure you send them the right thing. So the foundational things like the stuff, the marketing materials have to be on point. That's first. All right. That's first. If you have a book, make sure you have the book cover available. You know, don't send the whole book with the front and the back and the spine. They just want the cover. So they want to do the TV shot. So anyway, those are tip number one. Tip number two has to do with the topic, the hook, the story, the angle. They're not there to make you famous. They want to provide information or entertainment to their audience. So I'm going to be doing a free seminar where I'm going to have my journalist friends to really tell you the real deal of what it takes. All right. I'm going to be partnering up with the Detroit NABJ, and we're going to be doing in September, later this month, an actual series of seminars, or I guess you say webinars, that talk about what they require. They're going to say when to send us stuff, what to say, what not to say, why we don't want to listen to you, why we do want to listen to you, what is it that we're interested in. So they'll tell you different tips. Each media is different. Broadcast is different from print. Radio is different from TV. Podcasters are different from bloggers. I mean, so I'll have a gamut of a lot of them, two from each segment. So look for that to be coming up, and go to readysetgospeak.com. I'll be sending out information on that. So the hook and the story. What is it that I would really, as a media person, what is it that my audience, I can tease them with to say, okay, this is coming up next. So a good example right now, what's going on in the news. If you are a person who talks about race, who talks about politics, it may be a good time for you. But if you don't talk about race or politics, maybe you have to find an angle. A lot of times people call this, newsjacking. I don't like that word. I used to call it piggybacking. I'm a little bit older than that. So piggyback on a story that's currently in the news. And that's an honest thing to do, because the news cycle is moving. So you want to seem relevant. That part I can't stress enough. The other part is relations. They call it media relations, public relations. Keyword is relations, right? So you want to develop relationships with the media. And the only way to do that is to, one, find out where they are on social media, hang out where they hang out. Before COVID, find out what conferences they hang out, and hang out where they hang out. You can become a member, associate member of National Association of Black Journalists. And I would suggest, if you are an author, speaker, thought leader, that you hang out where they hang out. Join as an associate member. Support the Black press. I always tell people, if you want to be in the Black press, you want to be in Essence, you want to be, in these different organizations that are Black press, you need to support the Black press. And so being around NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists.org, you can join that organization. I'm a member of them for years, since college, actually, because majored in journalism in college. And so the relationships. So number one, make sure your foundational things are right. You don't ever want to go on anyone's television station and then they hit your website and it crashes, right? Hit your Shopify store, it crashes. Or you don't capture anybody's email addresses. You're just like, oh, they just hit your website. Okay, so what does that do? Can't follow up with them. Make sure that you have the right hook, story, or angle. Make sure that it's relevant to the medium. Each pitch has to be personalized. Yeah, pretty much has to be personalized. You can't just hit select all and just send out a pitch. Okay. It's pretty much you have to basically personalize it. And when I say personalize it, what does that particular reporter, editor, producer, what do they want? How do they want it? What kind of words will attract them to interview you? All right. That's one of the things. Be a help. And the last one is relationships. And I always say too, LinkedIn, I love LinkedIn, is a great place to find out where a lot of the media, where they're hanging out. Twitter is a great place as well. You won't find them too much really just hanging out on Facebook, even though they do have a presence there. But the main thing is to make sure that you see them on Twitter, retweet what they do on Twitter. A lot of the reporters put their stories out on Twitter. Read them, see what it is that they're talking about, and actually put in the time to study them. Just like if anything, if you're studying that person, their style, what pitches they would like. And if you don't get responses, this is a tough business. Have thick skin. It's going to be okay. Not everybody's going to love you. There's a lot of other media out there. Maybe it wasn't the day for them, the time for them, but don't write them off, but it just wasn't the right time. So a lot of times I'll tell people that you just want to make sure that that you do that. So, and that's really it. The Speakers Magazine, I created that particular magazine because I wanted speakers to actually have their own, I guess you would say, their own publication. So this is Speakers Magazine. Get it here. And it's monthly, and it's a good place to start. Hey, Candace. Okay, so you see, I'm just figuring this out, right? Hey, Alicia. Hey, okay, now I'm saying hi to the people on LinkedIn. Hey, Jamel. So these are my LinkedIn family over here. Now, see, this is the first time I've done a LinkedIn Live, so let me know in so many ways if this is just too much with the scrolling and the thing at the bottom. When you learn how to do something, you know how you always overdo it. So just let me know because it is a bit much. Let's set up a consultation. Yes. Thanks for the great content. You're welcome. Beautiful dog. Yep, that's Peppy. What about those who think about writing a book just beginning? Woo! Is it Terrera Hall? Okay, let me tell you one of the things. Make sure you do this. Writer's Digest. They have a magazine, but make sure that you go online and Writer's Digest will tell you everything about writing. I go from the standpoint I'm helping to promote people once the book is actually in process and going. But Writer's Digest is good. And also joining the Nonfiction Writers Association. Stephanie does an awesome job with that. Join that organization. I'm a member of that. I spoke at her last conference. They give out great information. And also, too, if there are other writer conferences, Taria in your area, please join those. I cannot tell you the benefit you have from joining writers groups, writers conferences, going to publishers conference. There's another organization called Publishing in Color in October. That's another group as well. So if you want to inbox me, I can give you a list. Also, to get the writers market guide is really a good tool to have if you're a Christian writer, the Christian Writers Market Guide. So I know the tools for writing. I go with the standpoint that people who want to write a book that have the story. So just really shaping your platform is what you have to do simultaneously while you're writing the book, which almost feels like a little schizophrenic, but it's okay. So you have to do both. So while you're writing the book, also be thinking about who's going to do the forward, who can endorse the book, how you will promote it. How long does it take to write a book? Probably doesn't take as long to write a book as it is to really promote the book. You need a cycle of probably at least 9 months in order for that book to really launch and be good. It may not take you 9 months to write the book, but it will take you 9 months to plan for the promotion, for the proper promotion for the book. And there's what you would do in each phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. All right. So that's one little question. Any other questions over there? I love LinkedIn. I'm just so excited. I am so excited. I am a marketing writer. What's the best way to get in front of that market? Okay, so marketing writers are the people that are quote unquote in the business realm. So there are so many business publications. Obviously, Elisa, you can actually write for any publication depending on who you want to get in front of. If you're a marketing writer, you're writing for an entrepreneur on how to best market something, right? So I'm just saying, Black Enterprise would be a good place for you to do. But get the Writer's Market Guide. It's about this thick. It's like a phone book. You can order it off Amazon, Writer's Market Guide, and they will categorize all the publications by category of what you'd be interested in. You're in business, so you're marketing business, obviously. So you would look at all what they require for those writers in that business category. They'll tell you how you can actually pitch them. They'll say what it is that they need in terms of how to submit a query letter, if you need a query letter, or they want to see some samples, that kind. I'm sure you have that. So you want to, do a query letter. But who do you send the query to? That's what the Writer's Market Guide will do. It'll show you exactly how they would like to be contacted, email addresses and everything like that. I'm learning so much. Oh, thank you, Jay. That is so good. So let's talk about podcasts. I see you're a podcast host. How many people use Libsyn? How many people use Blueberry? How many people use Anchor? How many people? You know what I started out? The first time I started podcasting, probably about 10 years ago, was Blog Talk Radio. It's horrible now. Okay. I mean, not horrible, but I don't use it anymore. But it's a good place to start. Okay. Blog Talk Radio was okay. Yeah. Blog Talk Radio. But the reason why is that you don't own that. You want to actually have your podcast the RSS feed to go through your own website. That's like the new blog, so to speak, right? It's like you wouldn't blog on someone else's platform, right? You wouldn't blog and put all your blogging content on someone else's website. So why would you have your podcast on someone else's website? I'm not talking about the embedded code. I'm talking about the actual RSS feed. Yep. Hey, Rex Nelson, why are you like a third connection with me? What is up with that? All right. We got to connect for real because we went to high school together, right? We were at Cass Tech together, working on a newspaper together 40 something years ago. Still in it. Still in it. But I talked to your sister not too long ago. And Denise had me on a webinar with her talking about colorism, which is a really interesting topic. Yeah, so good to see you, good to see you. So I just want to jump on. This is the first time I've been on my LinkedIn Live. I'm trying to do these weekly to give PR tips on Tuesday. And I'm launching a program in the fall, Ready, Set, Go, Speak, where it is not just a program, but it's like me mentoring you. I'm be like your publicist in your pocket, right? Where you can ask me anything. Thank you, Rex. Thank you. Oh, it's so good to quote unquote see you. Well, since COVID, I haven't seen too much anybody. So, but it's good to see you all here. But thank you all so much. If there are any questions, make sure you can inbox me. There's you are screening the request. I'm not screening my request. No, I'm not. Well, you can always go to Pam Perry PR.com and you can send me something through there as well. Great info. That's great, right? For the empowerment industry, thought leaders, coaches, consultants, speakers, podcasters, and authors. They need that. They do. They really do need that kind of information. So I'm telling you, we are what we call in a gig economy. You've heard that, the freelance economy, but we're taking our gifts and our skills and we're using them in the world to better the place, right? We're using our gifts and skills to better the place. And so if you have a gift, a skill, please don't sit on it. We've lost so many people in 2020 that has really devastated us. It started out in January. I want to bring everybody down with Kobe and then just recently Chadwick, right? So it's like use your gifts. Take the time to learn how to get ready, how to get set and to go. Don't wait. It's not promised. I mean, we're in this pandemic. You can see it's not promised. So please, if you need help, know to reach out, ask, seek, knock. Those are the things that are in the Bible that you need to do. And there are people around you that will help you. If you genuinely have something that you feel there's a burning desire, something that you need to get out and you need to do, people will help you. Just like the young lady asked me, she's thinking about writing a book. Definitely. Now I know that, she'll go on and she'll go to get the Writer's Market Guide. We should have a talk in it. I know. I wish you all could talk back. So, hey, Leah, you're going to be in, you were in the last issue of the magazine. Were you in this one? Leah? Yeah, you were in this issue. Speakers Magazine. Let's see. Where is Leah at? Or was it you were in one of the issues, Leah? I remember seeing you in here. But anyway, you have your issues. So, and I remember that name, Intervene. Yes. And a lot of people need help with mental health. So very good, very good. So with that, like I said, I just want to make sure that you're ready, set, go, speak for those who have a passion, desire, that have a positive message. That's me, Pam Perry, helping positive people with publications, products, and promotions, right? And programs. All right. Hey, Sabrina, how are you? Empowering sales. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. So with that, guys, I will talk with you all later. I love this StreamYard. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I don't know what that's about. All right. So I will talk with you all later and I will be back on Tuesdays with more PR tips. Put any questions that you have down there. I'll answer them. That's what I do. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.